everyone, my name's Debbie. I'm member Stitchery here on Flosstube and over on Instagram, and this is the channel all about cross stitch. Today is episode number 42 and it's all about the projects that I stitched in August. And I feel like I have a lot of projects to show today. I stitched on a wide variety of things. I'm probably maybe double what I normally stitch on. So I'm just going to dive right in to show you the stitching, and I'll throw in life and plans and everything like that along the way. So first project, I'm just going to jump right in. This is Beary Tree. It is a chart by Artecy, full coverage. And this is the project that I'm trying to work on a page a month. I had a break during the summer where I missed 1 month, but you'll see where I was before. And I finished a page this month. So yeah, I worked on that middle bear, and this page actually stitched up pretty fast. There was a lot of 310 in that page and not as much confetti as some of the other pages, like the leaves around. The pages that are just sort of background are pretty confetti heavy, but that bear, he stitched up nice and fast, which is good because this was a month we were actually away on vacation, so I needed a quick stitch up page. And I think when I pull this out in September, I'm going to come up here and work on the page up here to get some of those red leaves in. I haven't worked in the red leaves for a while. Most of the time I've been working on the yellows. So it'll be nice to come up and do some of these red colours up here. And this is stitched on 25 count, 1/1 full cross, just using DMC. And I can't believe when I do this page up here, this will be page 9. And that will mean I'm halfway. So I'm well on track to finishing this in the middle of 2024. If I keep up the page a month. It'll be about mid-2024 and this one will be done. Oh, I love those bears. I'm trying to save, there's a third bear in about here that I'm trying to stitch around him and save him for next year. But yeah, can't wait to pick this one back up. And maybe I should hold and get my actual photo this month. Okay. My next project is also something I'm working on monthly, and it doesn't have a cover image because it's kind of like a mystery stitch along, but it is the Boardwalk series by Cottage Needleworks. And we get a pattern each month. I have a order with Barefoot Needle Arts, and they just send me the pattern each month that they get it, and next month I think is the bike shop because it's already on its way to me. As soon as they get it, it's out, comes right back out. So this is where I am now. So this month I put in the surf shop and I'm stitching this one with all the call for over dies. That was something else Barefoot Needle Arts also provided, was a thread pack. I've just loved stitching this one. Pinks aren't usually my colour, even though my shirt is bright pink. But I love how it plays with these blues together. It's just such a fun summer stitch. And this is 2 parts out of, I think there's 7 total. So the bike shop will be number 3. So that's that one. And this is stitched on a Mystery Be Stitch Me fabric. It was a Friday Night Fight Night and it doesn't actually have a name, but it's a 32 count Lugana. And this one I stitched on quite a bit. We were in Hawaii, we're actually in Maui when the fires broke out, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who messaged me. We were well out of the way of the fires. We were down in Kihei and then Wailea, so we were well out of the way of the fires, but my heart goes out to everybody that did affect there. It was massive devastation, and yeah, but we were safe. We're out of the way. We got home the day we were supposed to come home. But I was just so glad we got to see a lot of Maui before everything happened. And actually put some photos in here so you can see how beautiful Maui is, and I hope they can rebuild and come back even stronger because it's a beautiful island. So we actually visited Haleakala, I think that's how you say it, National Park, and we went up to the summit, and it's over 10,000 feet and you're looking down onto the clouds. That was amazing. It looked like the surface of Mars. We went to Iao National Park, and that has its own little microclimate where it actually was the only place it rained was there. Beautiful beaches. We saw giant sea turtles swimming in and out of people at just along the shoreline. The kids loved the pools. They started the vacation off terrified of the water essentially, but by the end we're going down the slides without even their life jackets and stuff like that on, and they had an absolute blast. So it was a much needed vacation before school has just went back, and we're in about week 1 or 2 and homework's starting to ramp up, and as a parent I feel like I'm in kind of survival mode rather than thriving mode right now, just adapting to everything back how it is. So stitching has brought peace and tried to keep the stress away. But yeah, that project I will always remember because I used to stitch on the beach boardwalk when I was having my morning coffee when we were staying at the apartment before we went to the resort. I would stitch on that one looking at the mountain, so that's what I'm always going to remember with that project. Okay, straight back into stitching. My next project I worked on was, this is a long dog sampler. It's called Fish and Ships. It's actually a pretty small long dog sampler given how big some of them can get. And you'll see where I was before, and I actually finished out that first page. This was such a fun stitch. I don't usually like stitching in white thread, but that contrast on this blue fabric, which is 32 count shimmering azure by Under the Sea Fabrics, and it's actually an opal linen, and I'm stitching this with DMC 3865. I just love how that white pops like on this beautiful blue fabric, and this is page 1 of 6. So I think this one I might work in almost like column pages because it's 3 across and 2 down. I might come down here and do this page next. This might come out for Sampler September. I love this one. And it did stitch up, this page did stitch up really fast. So there is that one. And has everybody seen the new Long Dog sampler, Saga, which is massive? I haven't bought it yet, but I love all the animals on it, and I have ordered fabric, which should be here this weekend. So that might also be a Sampler September start, because why not? What's one more whip in the massive stack of whips that I already have? But I've ordered fabric for it, but you never know until it arrives what it really looks like. But yeah, that might get started for Sampler September. Even though I told myself I'm going to have one long dog sampler at a time. Whatever. One more isn't going to do any harm as long as I enjoy stitching on it. That's what I'm thinking right now, is like I seem to be in a season of having starts, and that's okay. I have the space for them. I can start the things, and then maybe in winter I'll knuckle down and finish a lot more things again instead of starting. But right now in this kind of fall, coming into fall period, I just want to start things, and that's fine. And speaking of starts, the next ones I'm going to show you are all starts that have happened this month. The first one is a start and a finish, and this is it's from the Fourth Wing. It's a book. It's an amazing book, and it's all about dragons and their riders. So it says, "A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead." And it's one of the quotes from the book. And this is by Wolf Down a Rabbit Hole on Instagram, and I will link everything below. And you can purchase this through her Ko-Fi link and download it there. And I stitched mine on this mystery 40 count grey blue linen with Raven Feather, which is an overdyed floss by Stitchy Stuff on Etsy, who has amazing overdyed threads. I think they only ship within the US though. I'm not sure, but I will link them below and you can find them on Etsy. I've actually just ordered a couple of mini hanks from her, and they might be in the mailbox already. But I absolutely love this one. The book's amazing too, and I can't wait to turn this into like a little pillow. And I've just started reading Zodiac Academy, but really that's just a filler of time until the next Fourth Wing book comes out in November. Okay, and oh, this is all I had left from the floss that I used. My next one was also a new start, and it is this one by Autumn Stitchery, and it's called The Vanishing Isle. This one was really hard to find. I got my copy from Carreaux Stitchery, and I just had a harebrained idea that I wanted to get this one for going on holiday, obviously Turtles, Hawaii. And I knew my best bet was Carreaux Stitchery, who happened to have a couple of copies, because in my personal opinion, their shipping is the fastest of all the shops. And I think I ordered with less than a week to go before I went on vacation, and it shipped almost instantly and was here with days to spare. So this is The Vanishing Isle by Autumn Stitchery. And I love this turtle. It reminds me of, if you've ever read Discworld by Terry Pratchett, and the turtle with the elephants like on its back. I just imagine this turtle's like kind of like a little island that floats around like the main Discworld turtle. That there'd be lots of these little turtles flying around with it. So I absolutely love that one. And I have a tiny star on it. So that's where I am. I am actually stitching and colour completing on this one. It's all DMC, and it's 2/2 on, did I write it down? 32 count Opal Lagana in the colour Eros by Under the Sea Fabric. So I'm colour completing and then putting the threads away. So I'm keeping all my threads in my little bobbin holder from Bags Plus, which keeps them all in there. So this is how many colours I have left. So I think I'm going to work on the path and the shape of the turtle next. And I've left this one in the Nurge hoop, which I like because they're super lightweight, because I might take this one to retreat with me in September, because on the 14th I leave for the Acorns and Threads retreat. Is it called the Pacific Northwest Stitchers Retreat? It's up in Oregon. So I fly out on the 14th, and it's for like 4 days. I think I come back on Monday, and I'm so excited. And the designers that are going to be there are Tracy of Ink Circles, Tracy Horner of Ink Circles, and Jodie Rice of Satsuma Street, both of which I absolutely love. So I'm super excited. And in fact, Ink Circles being there is probably the reason for my next million starts after this one. So the next one is a cross stitch kit, because I realised I have a lot of kits and I need to start getting through them. So this was my World Cross Stitch Day start, and I didn't do very much on it. I don't think taking this one on vacation and it being 18 count black Ada was my greatest plan, but I wanted this to be my World Cross Stitch Day start. I'd like to finish it before next World Cross Stitch Day. And it's called In the Shadows. It's a Dimensions Gold Petite. And in typical Dimensions fashion, it's all blends, quarter stitches, back stitch, you name it, it has it. So this is my tiny start. I think I did 2 lengths of thread, but it is started. And this is the center of the cat's face and the start of an ear. So I think I'm going to keep it on the hoop, otherwise it'll go away and I will never work on it. And I'd like to start maybe putting a thread now and again in it, if it has any chance of being finished by next year. I don't love 18 count black Ada, and this stuff is like super stiff, so I'm hoping it loosens up a bit as I stitch with it. So that's that one. Sorry, you'll hear the aircon come on and off. It is 1,000,000 degrees outside, it feels like today, and the air quality is really bad. There's a bunch of fires like up north, so we've got like a air health warning notification thing, and you do feel it when you're outside. It feels like it's catching in the back of your throat and dries your throat out, so we need the air. Okay, my next three starts, yep, there was a lot of starts this month, are actually all Ink Circles. The first one that I started, and I'll put a cover picture in here, is Cirque de Carreaux. And I love this entire series of the Cirque ones. I would like to stitch them all eventually, but I should probably just do one at a time. And here is my little start. So this one I'm stitching in just it's a DMC, but a variegated DMC, and it's 4515. And this is on a 32 count Lugana in the color Sand Dollar by Bee Stitch Me fabric. I love this color. It's like a really pale but warm brown. It's absolutely perfect. And this is my favorite variegated DMC out of that entire range, with the browns and blues. So that's that one. This is page 1. I think there's 6 pages total. So again, this is another one that's stitched up pretty fast, and I think right now I'm in I like stitching with one color. I found that with like the Long Dog Sampler, the ink circles, even though they're variegated, it's nice to just be able to pick up a strand and just stitch. I think variegated actually helps with that too, because it makes you think you're not stitching with just one color. And I'm not fussy cutting or anything like that. It's just, I love this one. So that is my first ink circles. My next ink circles is Henna Mandala. You'll see the cover here. And this one I just got a little start on this way. And so I've done the center and worked my way up to that top corner. And then I'm going to go across, finish the other top half, and then come work my way like almost like down in a circle. Let me fold this bit. Sorry, this is not ironed. This just came out the project bag from when I took this one on vacation. This I stitched mostly on the plane on the way home for 5 hours. I kicked my kid out of the window seat so I could actually stitch, otherwise it would have been too dark. And this was also a casualty of stitching by the pool. A little bit highlighter got wet and ran onto my fabric, but it's way out the way. And this one is also in a Stitchy Stuff floss called Volcanic, and it changes between greens and these beautiful oranges. So I love that one. And it's on another Bee Stitch Me fabric called Wet Sand, and it's a 40 count even weave. But again, this one might come out for sampler September because I love stitching on this one too. And this would be a good one to take to retreat to, given that it's just like the one thread. I'd like to take an ink circles whip and a Satsuma Street whip with me to the retreat, just because the designers are going to be there. I have pre-sorted the threads on one of the Satsuma Halloween ornaments, so that's might be my likely Satsuma Street project. Okay, my last new start for the month. I loved working on this one. I didn't want to put it down. This is Hawaiian Mandala sampler because we were in Hawaii. And this one actually was probably going to be my sampler September focus project, and we'll definitely work in other samplers during the month, but this is the one that I really want to finish this month. So here is where I am. I've started on that bottom section, so I have one big mandala to fit in here, but I loved stitching up all those little flower motifs. Oh, you can see my Needle and Stitch here. And this one I did an entire stash floss conversion. I just looked at the cover image and picked things that were kind of similar. Sorry, this looks like a rat nest mess, but I picked everything from colouring cotton, Victorian motto, there's some weeks in here, a Bee Stitch Me silk, Stitchy Stuff. This dark green is the Stitchy Stuff one, and I absolutely love these colours. They're super nice and bright. Love stitching this, and this is where I stopped because I got all the colours that are used within the sampler in now, and I'm happy with them. So that was a good stopping point before going ahead in September. So yeah, I'm going to do this work on this big flower one that fills this gap here next, and then move up and do the top half where it has the Hawaiian alphabet and a bunch of flowers around it. Oh, and I didn't tell you the fabric. It's another Be Stitch Me. It is 40 count even weave, lightly salted, not roasted. And it's this nice warm peach colour, or that's how it came out on the even weave anyway. I think this was last month's fabric of the month. So it didn't stay in the stash long before it got used. So that's my samplers, and there will definitely be ones that I dig out and maybe like work on. I'm definitely in the mood to work on maybe a little on a lot of things until I find something I want to settle on. But another sampler that I'm going to start, yep, more starts going forward, is for the BAP to School style. That's BAP, and that is the New Hampshire Stitcher is hosting or starting that, and that is the hashtag that's being used on Instagram, and it's to pick a big project that you've wanted to start and just use the hashtag. So I am going to do this one. My friend Kenny was destashing and I'd wanted this one for ages, so I grabbed this one and I want to start right away. And it's the Beatrix Potter Quaker sampler. You might have seen quite a lot of this one. I think Julie, the Kansas City girl in the Colorado world, she did a stitch along not that long ago, maybe at the beginning of summer for this one. And as far as I know, this isn't stitched by Beatrix Potter. It's just a sampler she had in her collection, but it's beautiful. I love all the little Quakers there, and so that's what I'm going to use for it. And I think this is the fabric I'm going to use. It's 40 count Ocean Air by Fox and Rabbit, and I'm going to use DMC 3760 to have a nice tonal blue sampler. And I think there's some highlights like on the flowers, so I'll probably use like an off-white like 3865. But I'm happy with the blues. So, and that starts September the 1st. I suppose you can start at any point, but that's the when it officially starts, is September the 1st. My next project that I am going to start this weekend, which is supposed to start September the 4th for Labor Day, here in the US anyway, is the Stitchy So Beautiful Stitch Along. And that's hosted by Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher, who has an amazing Flosstube, so I will link her below. Please go check her out. But Stitchy So Beautiful is an Etsy shop that does full coverage designs, licenses work and charts them up, and Beth's hosting a stitch along for one of those projects, and I have a couple. I've just never started them yet, but again, what's another big project in, it's like a drop in the ocean now at this point, I feel like. So I bought a new one. Of course I didn't want to start any of the ones I already had. I went on and looked and saw what was new. So this is, I'll put a cover image of mine in here. I'm going to do the January Wolf Moon by Chimera Orion. I don't know if that's how you say it, but this is the first name. So that, if you look up January Wolf Moon, you'll find it. It's the only wolf in the shop. And this one is 400 by 400 with 84 DMC colors, and I'm stitching mine on 25 count Easy Guide 1/1 full cross. So that one officially starts on the 4th, but since it's a long weekend here, I might start at some point during the weekend, maybe before the Monday, so I can maybe get a good start on that first page, because I think there's 70 pages. This project is massive. They are big print pages, but yeah, it feels really big. But I'm looking forward to that one. I love that design. Okay, the other thing I have to do, and it has to be done ASAP, is my smalls exchange piece for the Acorns and Threads retreat. I think I've been putting it off because I'm so worried it's not going to be good enough, or like my person's going to hate it, whoever gets mine. So I need to get started on that. In fact, I should start my small, and my reward should be start all these other things. But the last things I have to show you are a little bit of stitchy shopping, which you'll love, or at least the first thing you will love. And it is this bag from JasmineCustomBags on Instagram, and I will link her below. Jen makes these amazing bags. I've been trying to get one for forever, and it's the situation of she posts up a bag on Instagram and you have to be the first person to like me, please. And I'm either too slow or somebody's already got it or it's been like a print that like Star Wars or something that's not really for me, but I couldn't believe it when I got this one. Bumblebees and butterflies and flowers, and you can see the back here. The leather has kind of like a little pearly sheen to it, and I love the big chunky zippers. And it has a tag you can write your project name on, and it is super roomy. An 11-inch Q-snap fits in here more than comfortably. So I absolutely love this, and hopefully it will not be my last Jasmine custom bag, but I will link her Instagram below so you can go check that out and be one of those people that beat me to all the bags. The next was a unicorn kit that I couldn't even believe that I managed to get eventually, and for like a normal price for being so out of print. And it's the Teresa Wentzler, is it called Guardian? Yeah, the Guardian. I've never stitched a Teresa Wentzler. This seems super intimidating, but I've wanted this kit, or even just to chart, for forever. Especially now I'm in a dragon phase, I feel like. But it is full kit, unopened, and this will be a start next year because it is the year of the dragon for the Lunar New Year, and this will definitely be a start then. This next thing, sorry, is in a noisy bag because it has little bits. Last July, in July, I attended the Frogwarts virtual retreat by the Black Needle Society, and I got my prize gift for winning one of the competitions within it. So there's these few things. So it's needle minder, this amazing needle holder. It says Accio needles, and it squeaks a little bit. And it's all carved, and you can store your needles like in there. I love that. It's beautifully, like beautifully carved. Such a nice thing. A scissor fob. You can see here. This is by Lady Dot Crates. It's called Vintage Locker Room Scissor Fob. It's cute. A colouring cotton floss called Cauldron Bubble. Nice green colour. And another piece of Be Stitch Me fabric in the colour Autumn. It's a 32 count linen. Oh my goodness, look at that. I have no idea what I'm going to put on this, but that is a lot of colour. It's beautiful. So that's those. Oh, and there was a beautiful kind of almost like a travel bag thing. It's like blue velvet, but Elena's already stole that, and her monster high dolls live in it with all their bits and pieces. I was going to try and grab it back for the video, but I have no idea where she put it. Next is another piece of fabric, so I had to get some more threads as table gifts because I didn't have enough for going to the retreat. So I grabbed a piece of fabric that was listed on the website too, and this is from Dying for Cross Stitch, and it just says July fabric of the month. 36 count linen. Look at that. You can see something spooky or Halloween going on this, and it's a 36 count. Even just using like different like parts, like maybe like an 1/8 and then using something else for the bottom half. But yeah, love those blues and browns. I don't have very much 36 count in my stash, which is why I bought these next two pieces, which came as a set. Nicholas Flamel on Etsy. My friend Sherry bought some fabric from there and said it felt really nice, so I had to buy some too. So I bought the Outlander collection, and it's these two pieces, and they're both 36 count. And one is this just like mold grey with tans in there, and they're both fat quarters. And then this one is like greens and golds. This one's beautiful. It's not my normal color, what I would go for, but something perfect will come up for use for that. and their shipping was crazy fast. After I ordered, they do message you and say, can you give me your phone number or something like that, for because it ships by international like FedEx, and I had it like within the week, so it came here super fast. More turtles, the little Mill Hill turtle kit, and I think I might stitch this one like 3 times so that I can have one for my Christmas tree and Maya and Elena can have one for their Christmas trees too. Another Petite gold collection kit. This one's quite new. It is called Woodland Cheer. Can you see all those little animals on there? I don't know if I love the tan fabric that's stitched on, that maybe I'd stitch it on like a blue. It'd be nice finished as like a little Christmas tree shape too, but I do love the animals. I'm just not in love with the fabric, which is an 18 count beige Ada. Last 2 things. I ordered Woodland Santa because it'll almost be, never mind the fall season, it'll be like winter season, or what passes as winter in California. But I've loved this one. I love how vintage it looks and all those animals. And this is from Stony Creek. And I did order like all the bits that go with it. So this is call for fabric. It takes a couple of over dyes and a pack of beads. So I just did a 1, 2, 3, add all to the cart. The last thing, second last thing, is a cross stitch book that I got from Amazon. It's the Veronique Onjange. I already have her fairy tale one, which I absolutely love, and which is where I'm doing my small from for the Acorns Retreat exchange. It's from that other book. So I grabbed this Christmas one, and it has some beautiful vintage like Christmas ornamenty kind of things. I don't know if I can show you without, because a lot of them are like the charts are on the page. Let's see if I can find something like here. Look at those, like the little bears. Like I definitely want to stitch this one with the little mice with the mushrooms and the deer. It's just like cute and whimsy designs, but they're absolutely beautiful, and it was on sale on Amazon. It might still be on sale, and it's called The Magic of Christmas to cross stitch. Very last thing, because like I need a new hobby if cross stitching doesn't take up all my time, but I saw this kept popping up on Facebook and Instagram, and their marketing team totally got me. So the Woobles Learn to Crochet kit, and because it was like Shark Week that week, I was like, I must have Tank the Shark. So it's meant to be easy to do, there's videos, and apparently it's meant to be for complete beginners, so I'm gonna try it. So this is my shark, and I may have ordered the turtle, and Elena's ordered the monkey. So we're gonna be a family of crocheters too, hopefully, with the help of Woobles. But that is all I have. I will link everything I possibly can down below in the little box. I hope you're having a good end of summer, going into fall. I know there's crazy weather everywhere right now, from fires to like floods. Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm hoping you are safe and well, and I will see you at the end of September. Bye.